Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to the Porsche 911 992 GT3 in sharp blue, and it's a manual as well. Now, I've got this car for a few days this week from Porsche GB. Unfortunately, today's filming plans have gone basically down the loo because the weather is absolutely horrible. I'd planned to do some filming actually at Porsche GB this morning, and it was raining too much. And it's just been raining all day, but have no fear because they've given me the car for an extra day, and tomorrow's weather looks okay because today's Tuesday, even though this video goes out on Wednesday. But you're with the program, right? You're with the program. Anyway, if you've not seen one of these before, this is my midweek update where I bring you my news, views, and information about upcoming reviews, all filmed in one take. I'm going to put 180 seconds in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And that's it, a very simple format. So, without further ado, let's get cracking with this week's Midweek 180. I shall start my timer. Okay, last week's leader of the pack was Francois G. Congratulations, mate. Joined in the Magnificent 7 by Michael Kember, Ben Higginson, Paul Mead, Malcolm Brew, Julian Knight, and Leanne Jackson. So whoever puts the first comment this week, you'll be my leader of the pack next week, and the first 7 comments will be in my Magnificent 7. Where are you and what you're doing? Well, that was Jerry Edwards, who was sitting in his recliner in a very cold Nashville, Tennessee. I would love to come to Nashville because one of my guilty pleasures is I am a bit of a country music fan. But wherever you are right now and whatever you're doing, put it in the comments below and I'll give you a shout out next week. Now, last week's question was if you had any New Year's resolutions. Some good ones there, and I hope you are still keeping to them a week later. I certainly am keeping to mine. This week's question, I basically wanted to know how many of you watch in 4K. I have considered changing to 4K, but the logistics of filming in 4K are unbelievable. A typical film for me, a 20-minute film, I would generate somewhere in the region of about 30 gigabytes of data just in HD. So 4K is 4 times that amount. It's more complex processing, more complex editing. It's a real nightmare. But I'd love to know, how many of you actually watch in 4K and how many of you either watch on your phone, tablet. Tell me what you watch and what resolution you watch it in, basically. Now then, Formula One, there's no real news this week. I've just seen a few renders of 2022 cars with their livery on. It won't be the actual final livery, but they do look good. I am so excited to see what those 2022 cars are going to be looking like on a track. But to see them in their in actual team liveries, pretty cool. What I thought I'd do this, I thought I'd give you my top 5. Well, it's a little bit more than 5. My top 5 cars I'm looking forward to the most. I've got a couple of cars from the same manufacturer, all will be clear. So first off, as I'm sat in a Porsche, I am very much looking forward to seeing the Cayman GT4 RS later this year, and the big brother of this, the GT3 RS. I think those two cars are going to be pretty special. From Toyota, I'm looking forward to the GR86 and the Gazoo Racing version of the GT86. Now, I've never driven a GT86. I very nearly drove a Subaru BRZ once, but unfortunately the local Subaru dealer went bust the week before I was due to drive it. But I think that's going to be a really good driver's car. I would hope to get my hands on one of those. From BMW, I think the M3 Touring is going to be the highlight of the year from BMW for me. I can't wait to see that car. And then Ferrari-wise, the 296 GTB, I've actually been invited to a launch event for that today, which is quite cool. But also the Puro Sang, which is the Ferrari SUV. Can't wait to see what that looks like. And then finally, in terms of looks, hopefully they'll tone it down a little bit. Honda are releasing a new Civic Type R this year. And that is my, if you like, my cars of the year that I'm looking forward to the most. And I ran out of time. I'd love to know, are there any cars I've missed off? Anything that you are looking forward to? I know we're going to see things like the Gordon Murray car and Valkyrie and those types of things hit the streets. But I just thought those was quite a nice mix. They're the things I'm looking forward to. And then finally, just in terms of videos, hopefully you tuned in on Monday to see my range review from Motion Simulation, all the different driving simulators in the the same place at the same time. Really good reaction from that video so far. But Friday at 6 is going to be this. So it's going to be the 992 GT3, as long as I get it edited in time. But I am pushing the boat out a little bit on the kind of the way I'm going to film it, because I'm actually going to be using for the first time on the channel a 360-degree camera and try and get some really cool shots. So make sure you tune into that one. It's going to be more a video about driving this car. I think, you know, this car's been reviewed and just thrown compliments from all directions at it, and having driven it briefly today, really there's not a great deal you can criticize this car about. It's a sensational car, but I want to try and immerse you in driving. I'm very, very lucky, I know, to be able to get my hands on cars like this. So what I really want to do is bring you along for the ride and help you maybe get a feel for what it's like to drive a car like this. But if you want to see what that's like, make sure you tune in on Friday at 6. But for now, I hope you enjoyed that one. If you have done so, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. And the next one is Friday at 6 for the 992 GT3. Stunning, stunning car. Now, shall I go for a drive now? It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Really? Be rude not to. I might just start it up for you. At least it's the least I can do. Plonk it to sport mode. Track mode maybe, and then it does sound good, and it has a really good burble as well. And I'll see you on the next film, guys. You take care. Drive safe.